Greetings, Studio Scrappers. I'm here today with a very quick tip about ways to work with striped paper, both in your classic layouts and your Studio J layouts. So first of all, I have this example from a trip that my mom and sister and I took to Disneyland last year, and I'm using the Zippity paper pack. And I wanted to give it much more of a Disney feel. So the original paper had Indian corn blue in the striped pattern. And so cardstock to the rescue. I replaced the Indian corn blue with strips of black cardstock. Well, let's move on over to Studio J, and you can see that in Studio J it's actually much easier to create either your own striped paper or cover up pieces of striped colors that maybe don't work so well with your photos than it is with cardstock, because when you're cutting cardstock, sometimes it's really hard to cut thin pieces of paper really straight, and then you have the whole problem of adhering them to your page as well. So Studio J makes this very easy. Let me zoom in here and I'm going to show you how. So first of all, actually let me show you these pictures first. As you notice in the photos, they have very much a gold hue to them. So some of the Mayberry papers work, such as the honey, but if we come down here and move this little strip of paper, this is sky, it will uncover what was originally on this striped paper, and that is a little bit of smoothie. In fact, I'll just delete that. I'll delete a couple of these here, and you can see what it originally looked like. So the smoothie, you know, that may work for some photos, but for these particular photos, especially because I was wearing kind of a reddish, maroonish color, it clashes with that and does not look good. So what I did instead was zoomed in, and I simply took my text box. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Okay, so I went to my text box and added my journaling box. Simply got it set up at the top, grabbed my resizing corner. I can see that I have a little bit to the right, or I mean to the left, so I'm going to resize it there and then just nudge it over to the right. There we go. Oops. Okay, so again, edit my text just by hitting edit text and then my space bar. Oops. Perhaps if I actually get that selected. Okay, edit text and then hit my space bar, and that goes away. Now I can change this to sky paper, but you'll notice that this is a little bit brighter than these other pieces because, in fact, that's a little too tall. Let me nudge that down. Okay, so I went to my distressing and changed my distressing to colonial white and dropped my sanding right on top of that little strip, and then I bumped it up to 100%. Not really sure why it's taking so long tonight. It was not taking this long earlier today. I guess everybody gets off work and starts working in Studio J, which that works for me. I don't mind it being a little slow if it means more people are getting their studio scrap on. Okay, so I changed the color, and then again, I still think this is a little too wide. Okay, so when I have the size that I want, honestly, I really only have to make one, because then I can simply copy, paste, and drag my strip over to my next piece, nudge it into place, and then send it to back. Paste another one in there. And you'll notice the blue lines, which are showing that they are all lined up. Nudge it into place and send it back. Okay, so maybe I did make it a little bit too small now. Alrighty. So there I quickly converted that paper and gave it an entirely new look simply by adding little strips of cardstock. So hopefully you will try that technique in both your classic and studio scrapping. And until next time, happy scrapping!